Welcome to the Facilitators Deep Dive Podcast, your podcast on your way to facilitation mastery. All right, so we're diving into Management 3.0 today.
Okay.
Specifically, you're interested in learning about their team agreement canvas, right?
Right.
How it can help you improve teamwork.
Yeah.
I know you're already pretty familiar with Management 3.0,
Yeah.
but for anyone just joining us,
Sure.
it's basically a framework.
Right.
It's all about creating happier people
Yeah.
and ultimately more successful organizations.
Uh-huh.
And they do that through a whole bunch of really easy-to-use practices.
Right.
One of those practices is the team agreement canvas.
Exactly.
Now, have you ever been on a team where things just kind of went off the rails?
Of course.
Like everyone had different expectations.
Yeah.
There was miscommunication,
Totally.
conflict galore.
All the time.
That's exactly what this canvas is designed to avoid.
Yeah, it's about getting everyone on the same page right from the start.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what exactly is a team agreement?
Well, it's more than just like a list of rules. It's really a collaboratively created document that guides how a team works together. And it prevents all those misunderstandings and helps boost the team's effectiveness.
Yeah, I'm getting like don't leave dirty dishes in the sink vibes.
Yeah.
But I suspect it's a little bit deeper than that.
It's a lot deeper than that.
Okay, good.
This canvas helps a team create a shared understanding of how they'll communicate, how they'll make decisions, handle conflict,
Yeah.
you name it, it's all there.
So it's really a proactive blueprint for collaboration.
Precisely.
I like that.
And
Instead of reacting to things when they blow up,
Right.
you're kind of setting those expectations and agreements up front.
Totally.
Okay, so the canvas itself,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about what's on it.
So it has all the standard sections that you might expect,
Okay, like what?
like communication protocols,
Right.
how you're going to make decisions, how you'll handle conflicts.
I got it.
But then it's got these really interesting sections.
Okay, now we're talking, give me the juicy stuff.
Okay, so it has sections for like values
Okay.
and agree to disagree, which I think is really interesting.
Wait, hold on. You intentionally decide what you won't agree on.
That's exactly what you do.
So, like, if somebody's a real stickler for using Oxford commas,
Right.
and the other person's like, whatever, I don't care,
Right.
you can just agree to disagree on that.
Exactly.
So it's like acknowledging that some healthy disagreement
Yes.
is actually beneficial.
Yeah, because you don't need forced consensus on every single detail.
Okay, but you do need to respect those differences.
Exactly.
I like that. That's interesting. What else is on there that surprised you?
There's a whole section on like data storage and accesses,
Oh, wow.
which is pretty unusual for a team agreement,
It is,
And yet that-
especially in today's world.
especially in today's world.
With digital collaboration and remote work and
Yeah.
all of that, it makes sense.
You know, we used to all agree to lock the file cabinet at night. Now it's about, cloud security and shared drives.
And yeah, who has access to what?
Uh-huh.
That's a good point.
And then there's
I wouldn't have thought of that.
the motivation section,
Okay.
which I think is really interesting because it kind of hints at this deeper philosophy behind Management 3.0.
Okay.
They advocate for using this tool called moving motivators, which helps understand what truly drives each person on the team.
Okay, so not everybody's motivated by the same things?
Not at all.
That's fascinating.
Right. Some people are motivated by competitions. Some people are motivated by collaboration.
Some people by learning new skills, others by getting things done.
Yeah. And by knowing those individual motivators,
Yeah.
it can really revolutionize how you assign tasks, how you give feedback, even how you celebrate successes as a team.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It gets very personalized.
I like it. So it's not one-size-fits-all management anymore.
Exactly.
It's more about tailoring your approach
Yep.
to get the best out of each person.
Exactly.
Okay, so the source material that we're looking at today,
Right.
it outlines two main approaches to actually using this canvas.
Okay.
One is to follow the numbered boxes step by step.
Right.
The other is more of a free-form approach.
Yeah, you just jump into whatever aspects feel most important at that moment.
Okay, so like paint by numbers versus free-form jamming session.
That's a great way to put it.
I love it. How do you decide which way to go?
I think it depends on your team's context.
Oh.
Like, are you a brand new team?
Uh-huh.
Are you going through a major change?
Yeah.
Then That structure, like following the numbered boxes, might be really reassuring.
Makes sense.
But if you're a team that's been working together for a while
Yeah.
and you already have a pretty good vibe, then you might just need to tweak a few things.
You could probably use the freeform approach
Exactly.
to quickly get to the heart of what needs to be adjusted.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's one thing to talk about this canvas in theory,
Yeah.
but I think it really helps to see it in action.
Absolutely.
Have you ever had a chance to actually use one of these yourself?
I haven't, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm so excited to be digging into this with you.
All right.
Because I think it's one of those things that once you see it in practice, it really clicks.
Total.
So give me a real-world scenario where this thing just shines.
All right. Imagine a software development team.
Yeah, okay.
They're constantly battling missed deadlines, communication breakdowns,
Yeah.
frustrations high,
Yeah.
everyone's blaming each other.
I've been there.
Right.
Yeah, that sinking feeling when you realize that you're building separate parts of the project
Yeah, exactly.
that don't even fit together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not fun.
So picture this team using the team agreement canvas.
Okay.
They sit down and they hash out things like
Yeah.
how often they'll check in with each other,
Yeah.
who's responsible for making which decisions, even how they'll handle disagreements about coding styles.
So all those things that can really cause conflict
Exactly.
are actually addressed up front
Right.
before they become a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, love that.
And let's say they use that agree to disagree section.
Okay.
Maybe they acknowledge that they have different coding preferences,
Yeah.
but as long as the code works and it meets the standards, we're going to respect each other's styles.
So tabs versus spaces.
Yeah.
If agree to disagree, but we're all using the same linter
Right.
to ensure that the code base is consistent.
Exactly. It creates that flexibility without sacrificing quality.
Yeah, because it's already been agreed upon.
Right.
So there's less resentment later on.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got your software devs.
Uh-huh.
What about a team that's less technical?
Right.
Like, say, a marketing team that's about to launch a big campaign.
Oh, yeah. Perfect example.
High pressure,
Lots of moving parts.
easy for things to go wrong. So how would the canvas help them?
So the canvas could help them define their roles,
Okay.
set really clear communication channels,
Uh-huh.
even decide how they'll handle feedback and revisions.
So you don't have that scramble at the last minute
Right.
where it's like, oh, I thought you were doing the social media launch.
Exactly.
Wait, nobody's doing that. We're launching tomorrow.
Right. And they could use that beta storage and access section
Oh, yeah.
to make sure everybody is on the same page
Uh-huh.
about how they're handling sensitive customer information,
Which is essential.
essential for maintaining trust.
Yeah, especially these days
Especially.
with all the privacy regulations and everything.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about how it can prevent problems.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a bigger piece here
Okay.
about building accountability
Absolutely.
within the team.
So when everybody feels like they've had a voice
Yes.
in creating this agreement,
Yeah.
they're much more likely to own it.
It becomes a shared commitment instead of something that's imposed from above.
Right.
It's like, hey, we all made this deal together.
Right.
So we're all in this together.
We're all responsible.
Exactly.
And that's where that motivation section really shines.
Okay.
Because imagine that marketing team
Yeah.
using the Moving Motivators tool
Okay.
to understand what truly drives each member of the team.
Okay, so maybe one person is really competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Another person thrives on collaboration.
Right.
Someone else is all about learning new skills.
Exactly.
So instead of assuming that everybody's motivated by the same things,
Right.
you're really figuring out how to tap into each person's individual drive.
Totally.
Okay, and then you can delegate tasks more strategically.
Mhm.
You can give feedback that actually resonates.
Right.
You can even celebrate successes in a way that truly motivates the entire team.
It's like personalized management.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Right. Not creepy, just effective.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about creating the agreement, but you mentioned that it's a living document.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
not just a one-time thing.
It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Okay, so what does that look like in practice?
So teams should schedule regular check-ins,
Okay.
maybe like once a month or
Uh-huh.
after a big project phase is over,
Yeah.
and they can discuss what's working,
Okay.
what's not working,
What needs to be tweaked?
and make adjustments as needed.
So it's like a relationship check-in,
Right.
but for your team.
Exactly. And it prevents the agreement from becoming irrelevant.
Yeah, because things change.
Right. The team grows, the project evolves.
The world changes.
You got to be able to adapt.
And those check-ins can also be a great time to celebrate wins.
Oh, yeah.
And just reinforce the shared values that brought the team together in the first place.
Okay, I am sold on the idea. I want to try this.
Yes.
But knowing my luck, I'd probably screw it up somehow.
Okay.
What are some common pitfalls
Okay, that's a great question.
that teams should watch out for? So one common mistake is creating the agreement in a vacuum.
Okay.
It shouldn't just be the team leader dictating the terms.
So no my way or the highway management style.
Right.
Okay.
If people don't feel like they've had a voice in shaping the agreement, they're much less likely to own it.
Makes sense.
It needs to be a truly collaborative effort.
I like that.
And remember, we talked about not treating it as a static document.
Yeah.
So how do you find that balance
What?
between sticking to the plan
Okay.
and adapting on the fly?
Right, because I could see that happening.
Yes.
Where you spend weeks crafting the perfect agreement.
Yeah,
But then reality throws you a curveball
totally.
and you're stuck
Right.
because you didn't account for that.
So don't get bogged down in trying to cover every possible scenario.
Okay.
The agreement should be clear and concise,
Uh-huh.
not a rule book that stifles creativity.
Got it.
And remember, this canvas is just one tool
Yep.
in the Management 3.0 toolbox.
There's a lot more to it.
There is, okay.
It works best alongside other practices that promote transparency, collaboration,
Okay.
and continuous improvement.
So it's about creating a holistic approach to teamwork,
Exactly.
not just relying on one magic bullet.
Right.
I like that.
It's about fostering a culture where teamwork is valued,
Yeah.
it's nurtured,
Yeah.
and it's constantly evolving.
And that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah.
It's not just about ticking boxes.
Right.
It's about building a team
Right.
that thrives on working together.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on,
Yeah.
what's been resonating with you the most
Oh.
as we've been discussing this?
You know, what really stands out to me is how this canvas
Yeah.
can actually help build deeper connections
Yeah.
within the team. It's not just about getting work done.
Right.
It's about understanding each other's needs,
Yeah.
motivations, working styles,
Totally.
and that deeper connection
Yeah.
can lead to better communication, increased trust.
Yeah. And ultimately a more enjoyable and productive team experience.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned some pro tips.
I did.
Oh, I'm ready for these.
Okay, you want to squeeze every bit of value out of this canvas?
Give me the insider secret.
All right. Okay, so pro tip number 1.
Okay.
Don't just cram this team agreement canvas into a rushed meeting.
Okay.
Environment matters.
Okay, so like set the stage
Yeah, set the stage.
for a good brainstorming session.
Totally.
All right, make sure you got some snacks,
Snacks,
a whiteboard,
board,
comfy chairs,
whatever it takes.
whatever makes people feel relaxed and open.
Exactly.
Type of-
It shows that you're taking this agreement seriously.
Yes, you're creating that psychological safety where everyone feels like their voice matters.
Absolutely.
Okay. What's another pro tip?
Don't be afraid to get visual.
Ooh, I like that.
Words on a page are great,
Okay.
but visuals can really make this agreement stick.
So like what? Mind maps?
Mind maps drawing
Oh, yeah.
could be a simple sketch
Okay.
that represents your team's values,
Okay.
or maybe a flow chart
Yeah.
that outlines your decision-making process.
Yeah, whatever makes it memorable and
Right.
engaging.
So it's not just a document that gets filed away
Right.
and forgotten.
It's something that people can actually see
Exactly.
and interact with.
Yeah.
I like that.
And remember to celebrate the wins.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
Big one.
Okay, so like when the team successfully navigates a tricky situation
Yeah.
by using their agreement, you got to acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, so say a conflict arises,
Yeah,
and instead of things getting heated,
right.
the team uses their agreed-upon conflict resolution process.
Is it?
Boom. That deserves a shout-out.
High five for teamwork?
A virtual kudos, something to show that you noticed
Okay.
and that you appreciate it.
That makes sense
Yeah.
because it reinforces the value of that agreement.
Exactly.
It keeps people motivated.
Right.
Okay, last pro tip.
Okay, remember that no team agreement is perfect. It's a continuous journey of improvement.
So embrace the iterative process.
Exactly.
Don't beat yourself up
Right.
if you have to tweak things along the way.
Gonna happen.
Because we will.
Yeah.
So regularly check in with your team.
Right.
see what's working, what's not, make adjustments as needed.
The team grows, the project evolves.
World changes.
World changes. You got to be flexible.
I got to be flexible.
Right.
The beauty of this canvas is its adaptability.
Totally.
So it can grow and evolve right alongside your team.
I like that.
Me too.
Oh.
Okay, we've covered a lot today.
We have.
But I always love to leave our listeners
with
something to ponder.
Yes.
Something that goes beyond
Great.
the source material itself.
Okay, hit me.
So give me that final thought-provoking question.
We've talked a lot about how to create a team agreement, but what happens when things change? Like really change?
Okay.
What if a new team member joins who has a completely different working style?
Okay.
What if the project scope shifts dramatically?
Yeah.
What if your team suddenly goes fully remote?
Things happen.
Things happen.
Yeah.
How do you adapt this canvas to stay relevant?
To stay effective.
Through all those inevitable transitions?
That is a great question.
It's something to really think about.
Yeah.
As you embark on this team-building journey.
Because creating the agreement is just the first step.
It is.
The real work comes in maintaining that shared understanding.
Yes.
Over time.
Over time.
No matter what challenges come up.
Right.
I love that.
That's the beauty of teamwork. It's a journey, not a destination.
Well said.
Embrace the challenges, celebrate the wins, and never stop striving to build those incredible teams that make amazing things happen.
I think we've given our listener a fantastic toolkit.
I think so too.
To create some truly remarkable teams.
Absolutely.
So go forth and build those amazing teams.
Yes.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive.
Awesome.
Into the team agreement canvas.
Thank you.
Until next time. See you next time on the Facilitators Deep Dive Podcast. Your podcast on your way to facilitation mastery. Until next time.
See you then.